News Center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. His Majesty the Sultan reviews during a phone call with the King of the Belgian the bilateral cooperation in the areas of investments, economic, cultural cooperation and partnership between the ports of the two friendly countries. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq stressed on a phone call with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom the need to stop the military operations in the Palestinian territories, protect civilians and secure the supply of humanitarian aids for the Palestinian people. His Majesty the Sultan issues royal orders for annual budget to provide blood glucose electronic sensors and insulin pumps for children. And on the occasion of the blessed anniversary of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, the next Thursday is an official leave for employees of the public and private sectors. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issued a royal decree. Royal Decree number 7/2024 on endorsing the aviation services agreement between the government of the Sultanate of Oman and the government of the Republic of Gambia. Article 1 endorses the said agreement according to the attached format. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq today received a phone call from King Philip Leopold Louis Marie, King of Belgium. Their conversation covered aspects of bilateral cooperation, notably the progress made in the areas of investments, economic, cultural cooperation and partnership between the ports of the two friendly countries. During the call, His Majesty the Sultan and King Philip Leopold exchanged views on political issues of common concern, notably the need to back efforts to reach an immediate ceasefire in the Palestinian territories. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq today received a phone call from Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, dealing with aspects of bilateral cooperation between Oman and the UK, as well as the developments taking place in the region, especially events in the Palestinian front. His Majesty the Sultan stressed the need to stop the military operations in the Palestinian territories, protect civilians and secure the supply of humanitarian aid for the Palestinian people. His Majesty the Sultan also laid emphasis on the importance of the two-state solution, the recognition of the Palestinians' independent state, and the need for concrete action to consolidate regional and international security and stability. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq has issued royal orders to allocate an annual budget for the Ministry of Health to help provide electronic sensor devices to be used in measuring glucose levels in diabetic children. The budget will also be used in the procurement of insulin pumps for children who are under school age, children in preschool education, kindergarten and preschool, and Omani school students under the age of 18 who are suffering from type 1 diabetes. The glucose monitoring sensors constitute some of the latest technologies and advanced methods for minimizing the symptoms resulting from blood glucose, since they provide accurate monitoring to address the complications of this disease. There is no perfect cure for type 1 diabetes, but it can be controlled in children by restricting the concurrence of its serious complications through the use of advanced medical methods and technologies which can improve the patient's quality of life and enabling them to live comfortably with the illness and they engage in various school and social activities. The Royal Orders, which seeks to provide supports to diabetic children and their families, aim at addressing the difficulties that some patients face in accepting traditional treatment that relies heavily on insulin injections. On the occasion of the blessed anniversary of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, it was decided that Thursday, 27th of Rajab, 1445, corresponding to 8th of February 2024, will be an official leave for employees of the units of the state's administrative apparatus and other legal entities, as well as establishments of the private sector. The Minister of Labour stated that the decision allows the employers and employees to agree on compensating this leave if the necessity arises to work during the leave. The Public Authority for Special Zones and Free Zones works on providing the necessary infrastructure and services to support projects in the Special Economic Zone at Duqm, in addition to a package of incentives, facilities and exemptions. This includes renewable income tax exemptions for 30 years effective from the date of the establishment and import and exports customs exemption, in addition to renewable land use of rights for 50 years. The Public Authority for Special Zones and Free Zones has established a one-stop station that allows taking all necessary permits and licenses in one location. Facilities also include 100% foreign capital with no need to have an Omani shareholder and restriction-free currency exchange and transfer of funds. Investor can easily transfer to and from their projects with no restriction. Investors in the Special Economic Zone at Duqm are free to open branches outside the zone. Investors in Special Zone are also free to import and export all permissible products without the need of license or permits, provided that such items are not explosive, chemical or banned, in which special regulations take place. These facilities and economic incentives aim at attracting investments and projects to the Special Economic Zone at Duqm to make it an economic hub for various industries in the Middle East. The training course Artificial Intelligence Apps in Media concluded here today. The course was organized by the Gulf Radio and Television Organization for the GCC states in cooperation with the Ministry of Information. The concluding event of the 5-day course was held under the auspices of His Excellency Mohammed bin Saeed Al Balushi and the Secretary of the Ministry of Information. The training course, participated by 50 trainees from GCC states, covered a spectrum of topics, namely uses of artificial intelligence in content writing, creating and designing content and managing digital content. It also touched on the topic of digital marketing through artificial intelligence, as well as means of utilizing artificial intelligence for media campaigns. Further, the course's program aimed at introducing artificial intelligence related concepts to the participants and prominent challenges facing the use of artificial intelligence in the media field. The National Defense College in the Academy of Strategic and Defense Studies organized the first annual International Forum on Strategic Issues and Global Trends. The forum attracted a wide participation from strategic studies centers in the brotherly and friendly countries, including Japan, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, United Kingdom, in addition to participation from government institutions, colleges, universities, and other local and international private establishments. The forum focused on global trends in issues of artificial intelligence and the best practices in dealing with artificial intelligence applications at the strategic level. The forum was held under the auspices of Rear Admiral Ali bin Abdullah Shidi, Commandant of the National Defense College. The Royal Guard of Oman, in coordination with the Minister of Labour, received a new batch of military recruits who will start their military training program after they pass the initial admission tests, medical and physical checkups. The military training program will include a series of theoretical military studies in addition to practical training sessions in various military topics. The new recruits expressed their thanks for being enrolled in the military training program and pledged their allegiance to serve the nation and the leader of the Sultanate of Oman. The Ministry of Health, represented by Studies and Research Center in the Directorate General for Planning and Studies, organized a workshop on public health service evaluation and enhancing public health in the Sultanate of Oman. The workshop aims to highlight the latest strategic researches in the field of public health services, understand the health issues and adopting the optimal health intervention by following and evaluating health development plans. Her Excellency Dr. Fatima bint Muhammad Al-Ajmi, the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Health for Administrative, Financial and Planning Affairs, presided over the workshop. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. His Majesty the Sultan reviews during a foreign call with the King of the Belgians the bilateral cooperation in the areas of investments, economic, cultural cooperation and partnership between the ports of the two friendly countries. His Majesty the Sultan stresses on a phone call with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom the need to stop the military operations in the Palestinian territories, protect civilians and secure the supply of humanitarian aid for the Palestinian people. His Majesty the Sultan issues royal orders for annual budget to provide blood glucose electronic sensors and insulin pumps for children. And on the occasion of the blessed anniversary of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, the next Thursday is an official leave for employees of the public and private sectors. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Thank you for joining us and good night.